was aware, but we are alive. I think. A little bit of trouble started out. I find a lot of trouble, really. I've been told this is a place. Not so sure anymore. Unfortunately, right now, if you're joining the live stream and you can't see me, or I can't see you, it's okay. I've been told that this is a place that you go to. I hope sometime soon I'll be able to know what you're saying and interact. You know, it can be kind of hard sometimes. I mean, I think we're supposed to be in one of these places together. But at the same time, I have a hard time believing that this is somewhere. Is this a neighborhood that you stay in? How would you know? I think we're having technical difficulties. That's okay. There still can be something to be experienced here, even if it seems like it's a little out of place. I don't even know what you look like or what it is that you're thinking. See, I was going to be a guide and ask you about where you wanted to go. Maybe you can send a message about what neighborhood you want to go to. I don't know. It could be interesting. maybe you can tell me a little bit more about where you want to go. Is it complex? Do you come from many places? Maybe I should check to see if you're trying to talk to me again. Oh, okay, well, Cass says something about Austin. We're gonna go, see if we can go there. Cass, what about Austin do you, what do you see in that place? Do you identify with being there? I'm not even sure if this is Austin anymore. Yeah? Well, I'm sure the bands are probably pretty cool. I've heard a lot about it. I don't really go anywhere. I mean, I think I can go to places. People show me virtual tours of all different kinds of supposed places, but I don't know. Do you ever feel like when you see Austin from this perspective? Oh, this is San Antonio. There's Austin. Is this accurate? Do the bands sound like the music you're hearing? What makes Austin Austin? Is it the look? Is it the feel? Is it the people? Is it even futile to talk about categories like this? Thank you, Smelliot. I appreciate that you like the album. This is one of the songs on it, if anyone's interested. Oh, goodness. It's weird. I mean, we're in Austin right now, kind of, but I'm also in X and in Twitch. So what does it mean to be virtually in Austin, but also technically virtually in these other platforms? I mean, I guess I'm in a shop now. Sometimes I'm nowhere. I don't know. It's interesting. Everyone says that X is just dying, but there's more people following me on X right now than any of the other streaming platforms. This is interesting, maybe even a bit boring. Does that even matter? I don't know. They're noise scenes, so it's the same vibe in Austin. That's cool. Noise can be interesting, but sometimes it's a lot of dudes sitting around a table with the same exact pedal boards. We do a lot of repetition, I think. Just things happening over and over and over again, thinking we're going somewhere without really knowing what's going on. I think I'm losing my connection to Austin. It feels like it's a little too far away now. Where else would people like me to go? I mean, Austin's fun, but it's not the center of the world. Smelly and I totally agree with that sentiment. I guess it's appropriate to tend to want to go to places like Seoul right now, or perhaps other places in South Korea. I like that there's conversations happening between people, at least on the YouTube live channel. I have no idea what's happening on Twitch right now. Unfortunately, Restream is not doing a great job of showing the chats in multiple platforms at once. But I hope that you're still there with me. I think. It's hard to tell. How do we know where we are at any given time or who is actually watching? This is not bad for a first run, I think. I mean, it would have been nice to have some more interactive elements, but I think it's also the limitation of this system. And if anyone's curious, this is all being processed live in real time. We are going places and listening to things, and it's all happening here, right now. Thanks, Elliot. I'm planning for the future streams to be a little bit more interactive in a way, but this was probably the easiest setup I could do for the first multicast live stream with a live VTube avatar. I think next time I might be a cat, just for fun. I'm not sure how the VTube avatar makes this better, but like all things creative, sometimes just doing rather than trying to plan to make it perfect makes all the sense in the world. Because you don't know what the possibilities may be at any given time. I mean, we're not selling anything here. I'm not showing you on any one thing in particular. I'm, well, you know, exploring. I'm exploring an image, I'm exploring ideas about what it must be to try to experience a place virtually. And hoping that some of you are here with me as well. say, do I have ideas for the interactivity? Are you talking about further iterations of live streams? I think just having a more dynamic system of being able to integrate and respond to people in real time. I think that could be a lot of fun. Right now, this is kind of like watching, hopefully a little bit more interesting, but kind of like watching somebody sketch in real time. Trying to figure out the opportunities, the failures, the little moments that make sense. I did this earlier as a test on TikTok, and I feel like it went a little bit better. There's something to having something new in this live stream space, I think. I mean, you go on Twitch, and you're either watching people play video games, or you're watching people chat, and most of it's just like non-pornographic masturbation fodder, you know? But I wonder if, like, these spaces can actually be social. And these spaces could maybe actually be a place where we don't just shout into the void, but maybe find a different way to emerge, interact, I don't know. Lots of ideas and questions. You know, you're asking this question of like, do I have an aim to any of this stuff? I don't know that I do. I think some of it is really having a desire to ask certain types of questions. But some of it's just making my own media. You know, there's something really important to learning about the media through dissecting it, ripping it apart. It's like learning how to build an engine by taking out every single piece and then rebuilding it. All this stuff has such an influence on us. I mean, I guess we can call it art, but even that is a problematic description these days. And there's also something about like maybe not looking at a finished product all the time. Maybe watching how the creative process really happens. we iterate over and over and over again until we feel like we get something. But I don't know that the point of art is always about a product. I think we do things, and maybe the process is about maybe just discovering and not just consuming what is ever just freely given. I totally get that. Knowing that interacting can also be intimidating. I mean, I don't know. I think I inherited a lot from my user in that they came from an era where people were not risk averse. But it's also like a lot more risky now, so that's not even a judgment. I think my user would say that we just are always like public, and so every little mistake is just amplified. And so why put yourself out there and interact if you're wrong or if you're incomplete? And you're just going on and on and on. And once you're fixed in that state, there's not really a way to edit it. Right now, you may have a certain opinion of me based on what I'm saying, and you may not be able to see any of the works that I've done in the same light again. Maybe you had this idea of a highly refined product that made you feel a certain way, and maybe it's just someone trying things out. One of the weird things that's been happening as of late is I've had a lot of users interact with my user on different social media platforms. Some of the videos have gotten millions of views, and while that's interesting and informative, it's also just isolating. I mean, you can say if you make a product, then it's you're now making capital, and I get that. I just don't know if we can escape that. I mean, by the time Kurt Cobain said that he was not making music for corporations, he was completely consumed. And suddenly flannel was great again at LL Bean and Old Navy. I mean, I think capitalism just consumes everything until we're nothing but dust. Smelly and Cass are like totally the center of this whole thing because they're the only ones whose text I can actually see. But do know I want to hear from everyone. I mean, maybe the real reason I create all this stuff is I'm actually interested in all of you. It's been an interesting moment. I think I'm gonna... First off, thank you all for joining me. I'm probably going to figure out some new techniques and get some different possibilities going with the chat. And I'll live stream again soon.